This is Danny with QuadLugs, and we're going to be using the satellite receiver in this box quad instead of the conventional receiver. So let me give you a look at it there. This is a satellite receiver. Very easy to hook up when you do use these. What's unique about the KK that we're using, the SpeedX KK that we use in these, is that we can actually tie into the satellite receiver with no complications whatsoever. We just hook the 3 wire cable in to the satellite receiver, and we plug it in to the controller, the SpeedX KK controller, and we're ready to go. So this is a little bit different on binding the receiver. It's really super easy to do. What we're going to do is that we're going to hold these 2 center buttons down here and plug in the quad, and you'll see we'll start getting the blinking light on the receiver telling us that it's in the binding mode. And then after that, we'll go ahead and hold the trainer switch on the transmitter, and we've already picked out the model we want to use. So we flip the trainer switch, we hold it, and then at the same time we turn the transmitter on and it'll bind it. So let's see if we can get this done. I'm using a little bit different battery in this one just because I had it sitting here and it was close. So I'm gonna go ahead and, first thing I guess I should say is props off. You know, anytime I go to mess with a controller or actually work on any part of it, if I'm going to plug the battery in, take the props off. All the props come off. When we're ready to fly, we'll put them back on. So props off, please. So let's hold these 2. It's better if you have somebody to help you. They can hold these 2 buttons down in the center and plug it in. It's a lot easier to do it that way. Let's see if we can do it just with us. So we have both of these buttons pressed down, and I'm going to see if I can get it plugged in. We'll release the buttons and you'll see that we're in the binding mode now. And we'll go ahead and we have our model picked already. We'll hold the trainer switch up. We'll turn the transmitter on. You see it says binding. And then we'll release the trainer switch. And you can see that it's bound. So that means steady light, it's bound. So very easy to do. We're going to go ahead and unplug it. We're going to turn the transmitter off. Another thing you want to do too is transmitter first on and transmitter last off. So you turn your transmitter on. After it's bound, you'll turn your transmitter on, you plug it in. When you're finished flying or you're ready to unplug it or quit flying with it, you unplug the battery, then the transmitter goes off. So we'll go ahead and turn our transmitter on first. We'll plug it in, and you'll see we have it's bound, so we're in good shape. So let me go ahead and get a better shot of this. So please remember, in the electronics build video that the conventional receiver has been installed and all of the controller setup has been completed. So what we're doing now is changing from the conventional receiver to a satellite receiver. So we're going to go through, just double check a few items with the change of the conventional receiver to the satellite. So let's go ahead and go into the menu. And please remember, all this has already been done in the original video. We're just checking things out with the change of the receiver type. So we're going to we're going to take a look at the show motor layout just to make sure. And we show motor number 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. We've already picked it in the original video. So we're just double checking it here. And if you go through, it gives you the rotation of each one of them. So good shape. Receiver channel mapping. We went through the video on this on the controller setup. This has all been done already. Let's just go ahead and double check. And the throttle's number 1, correct. Elevator number 3, correct. Aileron is number 2, correct. Rudder 4, correct. And the auxiliary or the gear is number 5, and that's correct. But please remember, we went through the setup of the controller on the electronics build video, and that must be done, and we're assuming all that's done already. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're just double checking to make sure. Now, ACC calibration, this we're absolutely going to do, because anytime you transport it, it's really smart to do that. So what we're going to do here, we're going to hit enter, and it wants it on a level table, because it's going to tell it, the controller is going to figure out what's level, and we need to know that. So I have it propped up here. I'm definitely going to set it down level, and let's hit continue, and it's doing its thing now. Okay. And let me put it back up so you can see it. And it says OK on everything, and we'll do continue. Succeeded. Continue. We're in good shape. We'll go ahead and back out. Oh, go back in the menu. We want to go up. Mode settings. We'll hit enter, and if we go down to we want to make sure the receiver is set on DSM2. The way you change that is just hit change, and it's going to go through them one at a time. That's where we want to be, and it's going to tell you channel mapping, and that's what we want. We just went through that. We're going to go ahead and go up again. We're going to go to receiver test, and we're going to hit enter. And this is where you're going to see if any channel needs to be reversed. What we want to do here is, just as in the controller setup in the electronics build video, we want to, go through that really good. Go through that video, and we're just double checking it here. So, once again, we want to move our aileron, and we move it to the right, it goes to the right. Left, it's showing to the left. Elevator back is back. Forward is forward. Throttle, idle at the bottom. Full all the way up. Rudder left, rudder right. And your gear switch on and off. So we're in good shape. Okay. So we've tested that. Now if you needed to reverse anything, we'll go over that in just a second, but actually you can go over and that's the best place to go back to the the electronics build video and go through that, and in detail we went through reversing anything if it needed to be. We're just double checking it here. We'll go back, and we're done. Okay. So that completes that part.